Hello and welcome. Welcome, everyone. If you can grab a seat. I'm Karen Kinzel, and I'm the director of the Palo Alto Art Center. Thank you all for coming tonight. The Palo Alto Art Center celebrates both seeing and making art and provides opportunities for everyone to build their creative community. This is our second annual International Ceramics Exchange. These initiatives have provided opportunities for the entire community to learn about diverse cultural traditions and for our ceramics community to learn new skills and techniques. I would like to thank the Palo Alto Art Center Foundation and the generous contributions of our members and supporters, including Peggy and Yogan Dalal, who made this cultural exchange possible. We would also like to thank our community partners, Chinese Ceramic Arts Council, Clay Planet, and Sonoma Community Center. I would now like to invite Gurmeet Lambda, our Vice President of the Palo Alto Art Center Foundation, to the stage. Gurmeet, there you are.
Thank you, Karen. Folks, the Art Center is a place where one comes to create art, see art, be inspired by art. What makes it so wonderful, this Palo Alto Art Center, it's for everyone. Because we strongly believe everyone has an artist in them, even a technologist like me, okay? So I'm very happy to represent the Art Center Foundation. The Foundation's charter is to support programs in this art center through advocacy and fundraising. So if you are a member of the foundation, firstly, I want to thank you. Seriously. Your membership dollars contribute towards events like hosting visiting artists, like this one, the exhibits that you see inside, a lot of the children's programs like Cultural Kaleidoscope, they are just amazing. I hope if you're a member, you're also taking advantage of some of the facilities you have, like discounts on classes, and also engage with artists in the numerous events we have. If you're not a member, we need you. So please consider signing up as a member and support the arts in this wonderful community we are. Thank you.
Thank you, Gurmeet. We are so honored to be hosting 3 remarkable artists from China this week. Before we introduce each artist, we want to thank all 3 for their generosity in sharing their talents with our community and to present each with a proclamation.
Hsin-Chuen, please sit back.
Okay. Yeah. Come sit here. Thank you.
Guangzhen Zhou.
All right.
And Jackson Lee.
Thank you very much.
This cultural exchange would not have been possible without the dedication and work of an incredibly talented staff team. I would like to thank our studio staff, Fanny Retzek, studio program director, studio technicians, Ivan Tsai and Rick Stoner, and last but certainly not least, Mickey Shim. So we are so appreciative as well of all of the volunteers who made this program possible: Denise Savoy, Carol Witt, Jane Peterman, Kale Han, Lee Middleman. So we also want to thank, and this is not just about Mickey, this is about Mickey's family too. So we want to acknowledge Mickey's family for hosting Jackson and for their willingness to live without Mickey for 10 days as she spends all of her time on this, the Ceramics Exchange. So thank you, Mickey. Thank you, Mickey's family. And thank you to everyone in the studios for participating and promoting this event. I'd now like to invite Mickey up to the podium to introduce the artists.
Touch it? Oh. Hi. PC and I are not friends. Oh, glasses. Welcome, everybody. Guangzhen Zhou was born in Shanghai, China. Po, as he is known to us, arrived in the U.S. in 1989 and received a master's degree from University of Minnesota, Duluth, and San Jose University, California. Currently, Po is an active council member of the International Academy of Ceramics, UNESCO, representative of China, and a guest professor at Shanghai Institute of Visual Art and at Hsin-Chuen Fine Arts Institute. He has published 5 books on ceramics, presents lectures in China, Japan, Korea, Turkey, Switzerland, and here in the US. He has curated various ceramic exhibitions in the US, China, Abu Dhabi, Ireland, Italy, Turkey, and is a frequenter of ceramics exhibitions internationally. Most recently, Po is on the panel of jurors for the International Committee of Korea Gyeonggi Ceramic Art Biennial. His artworks have been exhibited and collected nationally in the US and in galleries, museums, and private collections internationally. And at some point, we'll ask him how he got the name Po. Please welcome Po as he presents his book.
Thank you, everyone. It's a great honor to be here. Today, I won't talk anything about myself, but it's about modern and contemporary ceramics in China. So China is just like a kingdom of ceramics. Everybody loves ceramic, and there is a long history of ceramic. So this kiln, dragon kiln, is 132 meters long in Yunnan. Then also the traditional kiln from Changsha. So I just little bit introduction about the history, very quick. Yeah, dinware is white porcelain in Song Dynasty, Celadon, you all know. Then also called Jun kiln or Junware, copper red glaze, and Temaku. Yeah, this leaf, Temaku, and also dinware. This in Fujian province, southern China, and Jingdezhen, blue and white. And Yixing teapot, we're going to have a workshop on 20th. Then also Liling kiln, high-fi overglazed porcelain. Yeah, these are very, very unique, very white, pure white material. Hsin-Chuen kiln in southern China, people making figurative piece on the roof, and usually for the temples. So start from 1980s, actually there is something called open door policy start from 1978. So at that time, Chinese government opened the door to the Western country. So the mural in Beijing airport, that's the first one. You see the naked woman in the public. So, which means something starts. So actually, these are very important. Also, this is the earlier time, the painting style. Then also you can see this is the mural in Yixing. The picture I took in, I think, in the 90s, but now it's all gone. You don't see this. So in 80s, so you see a lot of pieces. This is done by a well-known artist called Han Meiling. So more like something remind me is like an Art Deco style. So another artist called Zhou Guozhen from Jingdezhen. Yeah, he did a lot of animals. Yeah, he's very important artist in Jingdezhen in China. Yeah. Then Qin Shiling, another he was the president of Jingdezhen Ceramic Institute. So from 1990s, international exchange starts. There are a lot of influence from other countries. So this actually a businessman in Hong Kong. He actually had been promote Yixing teapot a lot. He established the museum in Hong Kong, and he collect a lot of historical teapot ware. Then also in late 70s, he brought many sample pictures, go to Yixing, ask Yixing artists to make copies. Then at that time, I would say he probably the first one to ask these people, the local artists, to make teapot and put their name underneath. Because before, especially like in Cultural Revolution, no individual name can be signed on a piece. So that's make a big difference. Actually, he made a traveling show for Yixing teapot from Europe to United States. Then another person, Li Maozong, I think Jackson knows very well. He start from 1970s, 80s. He went China and get touch with Chinese artists in different areas. Yeah, Jackson, so he will talk himself later. He, in 1995, he established Sanbo in Jingdezhen. Then another one is Richard Nogin. He visited China with many other American artists, and he believed his ancestor was born in China, in Yixing, something what he said. Also, Liang, you might all know, he also went with Richard Nogin in 90s and got big influence from Yixing technique. Yeah, this is my book, published in 98. At that time, no internet, so people don't know much about contemporary ceramic outside. So this book, actually, they use a lot as a textbook in China. Believe it or not, this picture, this movie got big influence in China. Many ceramic studios, they put on the wall. What the difference? Because in the past, ceramic is just industry. It's belong to the factory or belong to the for mass produce. Nothing related to the life. Nothing related to the art. So a lot of people, they just collect art, but they don't know how to make art. So then this movie is so surprised. Oh, ceramic can be played, like a part of life, right? So it can be for ordinary people, yeah. Then you see, okay, this exhibition on the left, this is the catalog by Nali in 1998. Very thin, only like 20 artists. But now same one, maybe like 300 or 400 artists. So it's a big change. So start from 2000, year of 2000, Chinese economy getting better and better. So I would say there are two categories we can tell. One is based on the traditional ceramic city. They learn from the traditional way and use the same material. Then the other part of other group of the artists, university-based artists or educate and their students. So it's developed very quick. So, Barbara is here somewhere. We went, China many times. I did group, but this is the past. See, this is the we call the green train, but this is the fast train. So no more here. I mean, no green train now. So everything changes. It's changed very fast. Yeah. Then another guy, Hsin-Chuen, he made the international museum in Fuping, the place near Xi'an. Yeah, he made a museum, I think, each museum for a different area or different countries. Then Caroline Chen, she started the work called pottery workshop in Jingdezhen. So this, from the beginning, the students just put a piece on the floor. Now they have paint. They are very proud. Yeah. So everything changed so fast. Yeah, there was exchange in start with Jackson in 1998. 1998, yeah. Then they continue many events. Actually, I got involved. Also, I invite Chinese artists come to the US for NCCA. So this is the picture from 1999 for NCCA. So also we have group visit many different schools. There's the school in Beijing and the school in Jingdezhen. Yeah, that's the event in Yixing and the event in Jingdezhen. Then there is an organization called the IEC. People mention a lot. It's International Academy of Ceramics. It's based in Geneva. Jackson's a member very earlier. And also we got a new member, member of honor, Barbara Brown. Just officially announced yesterday. Yeah, this is the headquarters in Geneva. So what I say in China, you see many of these ceramic town or village or you call city, wherever, there are so many. Actually, here, just some of, not all of them. Then I say schools, there are many schools getting more and more get involved in ceramic education. So I talk about in the start from 2000, there is a policy called expand the enrollment for the university student. So see, this is the old campus, this is the new campus in Jingdezhen, JCI. Then Yao Yongkang, one of the very important artists from JCI. Yeah. Jin Wenwei, yeah. Huang Huanyi, I'm gonna go a little bit fast. They all graduate from the same school. Then another school is in Tsinghua, the new name is Tsinghua. Yeah, this is the older school, then this is the new campus. Then Baiming. Yeah, there are many. Also, this very important school in Beijing, Fine Art School. Yeah, Kafa. Li Pingtang. Yeah, this I think stone carving. Yeah. And these young generation from the Genshe, from the same school. Yeah, this is all about the past, all made by clay. Very, very big, huge, yeah. Yeah, you may tell there are many Western influence from these pieces. Then this mixed media still is ceramic and yeah, sometimes metal or glass. Yeah, the mirror. Yeah, then another school is in Hangzhou. They also is short for CAFA, China Academy of Fine Arts in Hangzhou. So this is the old campus, this is the new campus. So around the start from 2000, year of 2000, they start very quick, change very quick. Yeah, some artists from that school. Shanghai University, Guangzhou, yeah. Yeah, I have to, yeah. Yeah, so many different schools. This is the school I have been teaching, yeah, in Shanghai. And this in Hsin-Chuen, yeah, very beautiful, yeah. Yeah, Lu Bing, very important artist. This is my piece. Wei, you might all know. Then now people start making pieces more, people talk about craftsmanship, yeah. So very, very delicate. This piece is from Yixing. Yeah, very beautiful piece. So for the artists here in this room, you might take a picture. There are so many events in China right now. This 50,000 euro, first grand prize. This like almost 15,000 US dollar. So the deadline is April 30, May 5, May 31st. Then if anybody go to NCCA, we have a program called Reach Out the World Ceramic Culture. Yeah, anybody want to take a picture? Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Sorry, I had it in my hands. Remember, PC and I are not friends. Okay. Hsin-Chuen, master potter. You know Hsin, if you are one of over 1 million viewers of his YouTube tutorial. Or you may have seen his work through galleries, shows, exhibitions, and online nationally and internationally. Locally, some of us know him as Hsin. Sunnyvale Community Center and Higher Fire Clay Space Gallery instructor. No matter how you know of Hsin-Chuen, you will know the secret to his success is his ability to teach with ease and elegance, focusing on strong form that needs no embellishments. His inspiration comes from the Eastern culture, particularly Chinese Shan, Zhou dynasties, bronze sculptures, and Song dynasty's elegant pottery. He's also influenced by American contemporary ceramics, the freedom and spontaneity of making pottery. Cultural influences are integrated into his work using contemporary concepts and techniques. He works mainly on potter's wheel, where his beautiful vessels are first thrown, then torn, punched, squeezed, decorated, and finally fired using techniques such as raku, sagger, gas, and wood fire. Please welcome Hsin-Chuen.
How do I move to my next photo? Which part? Oh, there's an arrow here? Oh, okay. All right. So let me introduce myself a little bit. I started at 1981. I happened to take a pottery class in Taiwan. I love it so much, even my major wasn't ceramics at all. But I go into the studio and play with the clay every day and every time. So then I decided to pursue the ceramic degree. So in 1988, after I taught in junior high school for 2 years, I applied graduate school. So I entered University of Iowa. I got my MFA degree from University of Iowa in 91. And then I moved to Bay Area, and then I've been teaching since then at Sunnyvale Community Center, and also I shortly teach in a community college for 2 semesters. So this piece was my earlier piece that I made in Taiwan. I usually use them to apply my graduate school. So it's very traditional basis. So then this is the first one that when I came to America, this is actually my very first one in 1988. So I take a photo of it and make a record there and write it in Chinese calligraphy there.
Do you still have it?
I don't have it. I don't know where it is. So I have, actually I brought like 300 slides, so I have to go through very quick. This is all my like 37, 38 years of stuff here, so just go through very quick. So that's the, when I first came to America, I got influenced, so I start to punch and tear or maybe, inlay some kind of a different clay. You see that the white is a different clay, that when the clay is still soft, I can just squeeze it in. And then when I was in graduate school, I briefly do some wood fire. So actually, I did wood fire quite early, in the very early age, like 1990, 1989. But now I think wood fire is more popular than they used to be. It's hard to see that my work that is eternal, and because now you see my work is quite different from my earlier work in Iowa. And then in 91, I moved to Bay Area, so I I briefly I applied, because I don't have a studio, so I went to San Jose State, and they have a program called Open University. So back then, I was study there a little bit for a couple of semesters. And then we start to do some raccoon firing. This piece is a raccoon fire. So after I studied briefly in San Jose State, and then I got a teaching job at Sunnyvale Community Center. So I start to use a gas kiln and to fire the stuff. So I kind of group my sliced the T-balls all together. You will see many different kind of T-balls, and teapots, mugs, and then vases. So oil spot glaze is very hard to get. And sometimes I combine the oil spot with the chattering texture. You see the chatter on the bottom. Nesting bowls. So you can see that I use a lot of different glazes, different colors to have my, and also different surface decorations, chatter, roller texture, and sodium silicate. Recently I've been doing those texture enhancement techniques.
Is that all chatter?
Yeah, these are all chatter. All of them, yeah, including the stray ones. Yeah. Chattering is a very traditional technique that have been developed 1,000 years ago. But right now, I've been trying to manipulate all different shapes. These are all chatter too. And all the works you see in here, actually I all have YouTube video on how I make them. So you can refer to all the videos that I don't hide any of my technique or even my glazes. Even people ask me, what kind of glaze, I just give them recipes.
I'll be calling you.
Sure, no problem. you might find some of my actual work is in one of my numbers of YouTube. Okay, this one might be number 120 or maybe 122. So just if you want to search all my videos, just type in my name. It's very easy to find. On YouTube, just type in my HSIN and then type in the topic. It will pop out the video you wanna see. This is one-piece wheel throne and altar. And the white is that different clay that I squeeze it in when the clay is still soft.
What is the white spot?
The white spot is the white clay. When I form my shape, I just use a hammer to hammer down the dry white clay in a chunk, and then I have my hand inside support it and squeeze it in. And that's it. It's two different clay. So you can see that some of my work, I use stoneware. Some of them I use porcelain. If you see the speckles, that was from reduction fire from the stoneware. You see that the black dots, those are from our local clay, actually. It's from Clay Planet. The clay is called T2. It's very iron-rich speckles, so when you do reduction, you bring out the speckles. That's called 1011, yes. Except for Raku fire, I only do high temperature, called 1011 fire, both in reduction and oxidation. This is also from wheel throne and then altar. You can see that I really changed the original shape into a square shape. This is the sodium silicate enhancement. So you roll the texture, then brush the sodium silicate, and then you stretch it. You got the crackle surface. The outside without glaze, it's just ray iron wash to get the rough looking.
You put oxide?
I put ray iron oxide, yeah. Yeah, I use a different chattering tool and also different glazes or stain to enhance the texture. Yeah, this is ray iron. I brush it along and then I lightly wipe it off. so that the deeper the texture, that I will have a red iron into the texture. Combined with the crackle glaze, the whole piece shows quite different. The drip is different glaze. Actually, this is higher fire glaze. That one is called Norwegian wood. That both glaze combination is very runny, so you can see that it's like a waterfall just running down. The oil spot glaze. So this one is sodium silicate texture, but the bottom I chattered. So two different texture in one piece.
What is this sculpture?
It's a cover jar.
Is it cover jar? What is the feature of the hole?
There's no hole. The hole didn't go all the way through. Yeah. It's just that pushed without piercing it. Just a dent there. Sodium silicate texture. Again, the blacks, the red dots, I pushed but didn't go all the way through. Okay. And this one is double wall. That the wall is hollow inside. There's a wall hanging. It's not very deep. It's about this deep on the inside.
For the crackle part, did you glaze it outside?
Yes. This one, you mean the crackle? Yeah. I use a black glaze because this is porcelain. So I glaze it along and then I wipe it. Yeah, I wipe it. So reveal the clay color, which is white, but the deeper spot is the black glaze got left over inside. On the top you see there's a red iron stain over
So,
on the shoulder. Yeah.
so on the crackle part, it is a matte or is it
It's a matte glaze. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Hsin. I want to remind you all that his workshop is still available. We still have room available for you. I have an iPad and a computer in the back if you would like to register for that. His classes are full. His Thursday, the Art Center class is full, but you can take a crash course next Thursday. Okay. All right, next. Jackson Lee is one of the most influential Chinese contemporary ceramic artists. He's a member of both the International Academy of Ceramics, UNESCO, and the National Council of Education for the Ceramic Arts. He also has a distinguished international academic career, earning master's degree from Jingdezhen Institute of Ceramics and Alfred University in New York, and has taught at numerous prestigious American and Canadian art schools. He initiated and founded Sanbao International Ceramic Village, a leading ceramic center of international standing. Apart from devoting himself to ceramic practice and education, he's also an experienced curator who has directed and curated many influential exhibitions, films, and events. Please welcome Jackson Lee.
I have been back and forth in the U.S. for over 28 years, but I never thought I would come to this part of the U.S. Never had the opportunity for many years. I didn't know why until last year I hosted Mickey in my center with a group of Korean artists, and I still don't remember this Palo Art Center. Yeah, I'm just trying to learn the names. But I very appreciate the foundation to support this art center. I've been so many art centers. My career changed after 1989. The Tiananmen Square, I was there, and so I decided I had to leave China. So I got an invitation through the Banff Center for the Art, first time, but I didn't get permission. They said, this is not necessary, I have to go, so you have to stay. So I didn't go. And then next year, I received another funding for the Banff Center for the Art, and with all round-trip airline and with 3 months, funding. So I went to Banff, and then I was also extended my invitation to Alfred University as a first in Chinese visiting artist with the Asian semester. I think that trip changed my life. I came to U.S. without English. It was very difficult. For the first 3 months, I still remember, I was watching TV 3 months every day for 6 hours a day. It's bombing my brain with all the pronunciations. It was just, struggle. But after 3 months, I did my first lecture at Alfred University with my broken English. And I think next year, 1993, I was in NCCA in San Diego. Also, I delivered my first lecture over there. It was just amazing. You couldn't imagine how much. But how much I can, I think I really don't know. Something I would do, I could do, I never know until the day I start. I still remember I wrote for the newspaper at Alfred. I said I would like to build a village, the bridge between Alfred and the Jinjijian and the U.S. and China. And then I start. I returned to China in 95, and I started international school in the Ceramic Institute. I think it was 2 years struggle with bureaucracy, with university system, and I started my own center in Jinjijian, Sanbao. It's a small village. I used to take foreigners, artists, to survey the beginning of the porcelain in Jinjijian. It's because of the stone, the white treasure stone, mining in the Sanbao village for over 1,000 years. This is a village unknown for so many centuries. So I would sit there in the front of the village, in the adobe house with beautiful stream, bamboo forest, and my mentor, Wayne Higby, and his professor, John Stevenson. And we just sit there chatting. I said, this would be a great place for international studio. And then I start. The this is almost over 20 years, this ceramic working village established. Just right a few years after I established my village in 1998, I think Susan Peterson sit in my village. She asked me, Jackson, do you know Shuji Hamada? I said, I don't know. Yeah, what you did exactly like Shuji Hamada, because I making deal. I bought those houses, one family by one family, and like Shuji Hamada, drunk the farmer, made deal, bought the house, we did the same thing. So next, just after that conversation, I went back. I went to Mexico, and I visited Shuji Hamada's, his son, his students, and I really get a little bit, wow, that's interesting. We almost, 80 years different, but we did the same thing, But there's no communication. But I think there's something interesting. But it's very hard to imagine one city living in their craftsmanship and making porcelain for over 1,000 years, still making the same thing. Today, Jindaejin is a massive ceramic centers, universities. There may be 10,000 studios, if you can count it, with all those, students, international artists. All the, artists are moving to Jindaejin now. So let's just start with my small film, and then we will talk. 感觉还有点不错。反正我那天做2次吧，每次3波，跟我一上都是吃得饱。他们还是尝到边儿。这叫百里放红啊。这句话是跟你就边气边画，就湿的时候就这没有干的时候一定画完。你看这个镜被你摸了是碎的。Almost every year, we host the spring and in the fall international exhibition and workshops. So for over 20 years, I don't know, we must host over several thousands of artists from everywhere. You can imagine. It's been very, influential and pioneer kind of idea we started 25 years ago. But today, China is booming. Even Guangzhen, the universities, the cities are producing, providing international programs. It's very interesting now. When we started, everybody thought I was crazy, about this Dolby house. But the property value, I think, increased maybe a few hundred times. Even the farmers, even today, they still bother me. They complain they sold me too cheap. They said, so it's kind of it's funny. Today even I cannot afford to buy myself. The government that put billions of dollars now to fix the road, made it very, very nice, but I don't like it. They built a very ugly bridge, cost $1 million, yuan. I said, why? You should make it more interesting. They paved the road all the way across my village. Made my village very fast now. Every day, the village a little bit like a Zoom. Everybody look at this beautiful, old-fashioned, traditional house. And it's picturally, it's nice to take a picture, but sometimes you don't want to get too many people, to look at the studio and, settings. It's very interesting. But anyway, I think for the art center in here, it is similar like what we doing, approaching to the community, to serving for the, but we are more specific for ceramic center in the sense of international. I think it's always, it doesn't matter how big or how small, but how you can draw the attention and people can look at you like this art center. I came, this is my second time in few weeks. So I came here, I made a stop, and I made some stuff for the wood firing, and I went back to China for meeting and come back again just 2 days ago. But in my mind, I think this center is very beautiful. It's everything is already here, and I think this event is obviously kind of attracting the international attention, but you need more people to speak for you and to promote this art center internationally with international event. So I'm hoping this will be very good beginning. And to let, I'm hoping, through and Paul and us, I think we have more, access to introducing good artists. You make good workshops, you produce some good works, you make good events. And Sanbao is a very isolated village. 20 years ago, even no road. But people still go. Everybody come to Jinjin, they always stop by my village. It's a place you cannot escape. So I'm hoping this art center should use in every access and space to producing, to have something, always caught people's eyes with events, exhibitions, anything can make it, names, and, I think it would be very, very important. For the past 15 years, we made a lot of exchange program with many countries, not just in China. So for the past 15 years, I've been working with Delft in Holland. That Delft ware, the Delft blue, is under Chinese influence 400 years ago. So I managed to rebuild 2 cities as a sister cities almost 15 years ago. And I put 2 mayors together, signed agreement, and we invite the Dutch artists come to China every year, and I go to Delft every year for the past 10 years. So this is next video is a project I did in Delft. It was a very interesting project. It was wait.
Yeah, sorry.
It's the blue and the white memory. I proposed the idea. The blue and the white was started from Jinjin, and Delft made the soft porcelain, tin glaze, and imitation of Chinese, blue and the white. So I went to the Royal Delft working a few times. So I proposed the idea to make a salute to the blue and the white, and also Vermeer, the artist, the painter from, his hometown in Delft. So I selected 100 people, start from mayor of the Delft to the older people. And I draw the blue and the white portrait on the porcelain royal place. So that project is the blue memory. This. in New York City.
Yeah. Oh.
He's an art.
I met him there.
Okay. Hello. Ghost.
Hello, goedemorgen.
Hey.
Hoe gaat het? Leuk om je te zien.
The camera will tell you know what would be the best. That's okay.
It's an honor. An honor to be.
Yeah. Light. I know, you know, this is a trick. I didn't really talk about my work because this is the art center. I like to inspire the art center, okay? I observing Mickey and, you know, all the stuff working so hard. You know, I'm very happy to see in the U.S., you go somewhere, give a lecture, you get all the effort, only few people sit there. And then I have my tricks. If I don't see anybody, I just put a video, I just sit there, you know, have a tea. When I see a crowd, I get more excited, I start talking, you know. So it's the way I figure out. But I know, you know, I worked many things, okay. But I was in the sculpture training. Of course, I was offered for, you know, for almost 3 years, 1 year visiting, 2 years graduate school. So I've been teaching also different, you know, different subjects. So for me, you know, I'm making film, I build, I design, you know, architect, and making sculpture. I think it's all start, the idea, I like to use my hands. You know, whenever I see, I will go, you know, looking for something, oh, junkyard, flea market, you know, driftwood, anything can inspire me. I need that. If I have nothing to do, I go to farmer's market. I was making something for lunch or dinner. I think that's always interesting. You know, I cooking everywhere. I was in Israel. I was in, you know, every possible place you can imagine. I make my own meal for my group, from 1 table to 400. You know, I was in Janet Mansfield place every 3 years in Gaogong. There are about 400 to 500 people every year, every 3 years gathering. I think that would be a very good experience for Palo Alto. You know, Gaogong is nowhere. In the desert, across the Blue Mountain, and you're driving 6 hours to get there, but you never get out. But Palo Alto is a beautiful place. You know, I mean, we can attract people from everywhere if you had something. I think we already have everything, but who is going to put together as a table? But for myself, my work, yeah, you know, the way I working is the way I cooking. I always using the kitchen. You know, I was offered the first month, I had 2 graduate students watching because I cooking every day. 1 month, the one guy, he took notes every day. You know, by the end, I didn't know he made a recipe, booklet. And it's Jackson tofu, Jackson chicken, Jackson soup, everything. And he told me he made the Christmas dinner when he went back home. But I said I only had 5 ingredients. But I can change for 100 different, you know, dishes. It's like working with glazed material. You know, if you knew the material, if you knew the base, you know, when I'm making glaze, I never wait. I never wait. I just go there, you know, take this, you know, I make it. And I always give a recipe because my sculpture is very rich. Everybody asking my recipe. I said, okay, this is my recipe. But you might not get exactly what I got because I fired many times. You know, over and over from Kong 10, 11 to 016. So that's made the richness of the surface and, you know, construction, deconstruction, you know, ripped off and do it again, even fired, broken, and put together and fired again. So that's the way I work. I work, you know, for everything. I don't know if I asked a question, but we need another time to talk about the,
Anyone else? Yes.
Can you tell us about your ring?
Oh. Yeah, if you look at the video, also, I always, it's kind of funny. Every kind of ring, when I wear, everybody, where got your ring? And the next time, you didn't see them. Because I only found one time, and I wear, and then I change. Oh, I give by somebody, I lost, It's always, this is just found in Delft second-hand market. I bought something else, but I saw this ring. Because I spent, I bought a big stove, old style, but I found this ring. The owner said, oh, you like this ring? Yeah. Okay, gift. So it was a gift. Everybody said, this is a nice ring, but I don't know. But next time, I change. But because I like to discover something new, if possible, if allowed. Thank you.
I'm curious about Hsin-Chuen. I'm sorry if I'm really
No, you're fine.
but where do you teach classes locally?
Yeah, I teach classes, the Sunnyvale Community Center, Higher Fire, and will be teaching here in April. Started in this April.
His class is full. Hey, registration's available. So I think you can register online. We do have his workshop on Thursday morning. You can start. Yes, back.
Yeah, I was wondering if you've ever experienced a lot of censorship while you were in China.
Are we asking any?
Oh, it doesn't matter. All of you.
Do you want to answer that?
What?
Do you experience any censorship in China? Did you? In terms of your artwork?
I would say yes. Yeah, it's always happened. Yeah, but
In what way?
I don't know how to say, but for my position, I always try to avoid any political issue.
Do you find it constrains you or stifles your...
Yeah, usually, okay, let's say if compared to the past, it's very different. Yeah, so I would say usually always talk about the open door policy that changes stuff from the Ten Xiaoping took over from 1978. So that's something really, I would say a lot of Western culture influence include ceramic. Yeah, that's big change. And so far, if you, in your art, so actually I did something critical piece I never never exhibit anywhere. So I think, for artists, in China, people more like to do something really beautiful or good meaning or many different kind of I'm not sure it's.
So what was that movie that changed everything?
What?
The movie.
Oh, okay. Yes, this is very important. Actually, staff on that time, there are many, some, the what called Taobao, which means pottery bar. People open a business. They kind of like you can sit there to drink and you can play on the wheel. So that's a big influence because people realize ceramic could be something for daily life, for fun, for art, instead of traditional industrial product. So it's really big influence, I think, start from 90s. Yeah. Yeah, Ghost. Yeah, Ghost. Yeah, I think like, the name is Ghost. Yeah, in 92. Yeah, then 92. You're too young.
Okay, let's have about 15 minutes. We have 15 minutes left to the event for us to mingle. I want to remind you all that we do have Jackson's brush making workshop still available for registration. There is an evening demonstration of the brush making and brush painting. Wednesday's teapot workshop is full, but the demonstration is still available. But if you still want to do a hands-on Sonoma Community Center, in Sonoma, only 2 hours away, have a hands-on workshop on Saturday. So go over to their website. They are our co-sponsors, partners in this event. So give them some love. Thursday, we have Hsin's hands-on workshop available for registration, and Hsin-Chuen sculpture demonstration is still available. And don't forget, we have closing exhibition Sunday the 24th. We open at noon. In this room right here. So mark your calendars.